Hey there. So happy International Women's Day. Yep. I am so excited about this day. And, there's always Women's History Month, and then there's International Women's Day. And this show is different. It's going to be a little bit different for the Speakers Magazine podcast show on Roku and all the other places, in the fact that I really want to relish in the history of women that have been on the cover of Speakers Magazine and the calendars. The reason why is because our guest today, who is Tera Carissa. She won't be with us today, but she will be with us on Saturday at BSN, the Black Speakers Network event on Saturday at noon. So get updates about that. But in the interim, I kind of want to go over, this is kind of like Pam Perry's scrapbook, I guess you would say, of her covers of the women. Now, if I miss one of the women, it's because I was running around frantically trying to find them all. And they aren't in any particular order either in terms of that. And there are some repeats of some of the covers, but this is them, right? These are the covers of the Speakers Magazine. And I'll give you a little bit of a story maybe of each one and what they're up to. But yeah, it's a thing. But before I do that, I gave you a little bit of vision about Speakers Magazine, why this woman decided to do Speakers Magazine. One, I love authors and speakers, those that have life-changing messages, those who want to make a difference in the world, those who speak words to life. Letitia Nicole, Speak Life. Those are the people that I have always had an affinity for from very, very young. I guess you would say grew up in the church. So hearing people give life-changing messages has always been important to me. Now I'm a promoter. My name is Dr. Pam. I promote, amplify, and market. So that's the PAM and Pam. But even before that, what I like to promote, amplify, and market are messages that change the world. People who have messages that really want to see people do better, excel. And from as far as I can remember, and I was just doing a live with a couple of the authors, Dia, as well as Dr. Noble. And I told him that I remember as far as I can that magazines were like life to me, and especially Black magazines. I loved Ebony, Jet, obviously those were around. But then when Essence came on the scene and then Susan Taylor became editor-in-chief, I was there. I was reading In the Spirit every single month, first thing first, right? And then obviously Black Enterprise and that sort of thing. But I always had an affinity for magazines. So that's why this is here. So let's go over some of the magazines. And like I said, they aren't in any particular order. And this one is Cookie Johnson. Cookie Johnson. So the vision of Speakers Magazine was to really give voice to speakers. And I don't know if you all know that Cookie does speak. She has a book. So authors and speakers right. So authors are speakers and speakers, right? So pretty much. And then how they really get their voices out there are by doing events. So Cookie was at Christian Tabernacle Church and she was on the cover and we promoted that event and we actually wrote stories about her. In between are all the other pages as well. There is Monica Morgan there, and there's in between all of this, there's Sylvia Hubbard. But what I would like you to do is go to speakersmagazine.com, get all the issues. You can read them all for free. They are wonderful, wonderful issues. We've got Mary Love Harris here. We have Christy Love there. So this one was about Cookie and her event. okay, that she was having. A conversation with Cookie, devoted philanthropist, passionate spokesperson. So that was one of the issues. I love this particular issue. Then we had Alicia, right? Alicia Houston, America's top neuro leadership speaker. Again, we were promoting her event. There was her event called Transcend. We traveled to the events. Most of the events I was at. I was there doing the social, behind the scenes, doing the PR before, doing the PR during, doing the PR after, doing the press releases. That's what I do, right? And so we had a type of format where whoever was on the cover and then on the back, this is Carmen, she would be back and she would be on the cover of the back one. So the front of it would be August, say this is 2019, then on the back will be Carmen 2019, and then Carmen will be on the cover for the following month. So that was pretty much that. And so she had her Transcend event, and she has been on the cover a couple of times. You'll see her come through again. Then you'll also see 2019 Sherwood, Dr. Sherwood. This is before she was Dr. Sherwood, right? So she had an event, and this event, I don't know if you all remember this, was the SpeakerCon. Okay, but she was actually on there before that when she did Playtime is Over. So again, the speakers are those that have life-changing messages, those that have events, those who write books, those who help others write their books, those who help others speak. They are the ones that transcend, obviously, life-changing messages. But this is Cheryl Wood, 2019, right? And so again, on the back cover is Selah, that's Vashti. So she would be on the cover of the following month. So always we would promote the events. This is what's coming up for this month. This would actually be delivered at the event in the swag bags. I will be there at the event, promoting the event, doing the social for the event, doing the reels, all the things, right? Again, within it, people like Brittany Harris are in here. There's other people in here. Dr. Andrea Blake. There is Cassandra Hill that's in there. All the women that are doing wonderful things. This is from 2019. You could go to Speakers Magazine, read it for free. Now, every March, Dee did for about 9 years. Dee Marshall did. She would do an event that would be so phenomenal. She stopped during COVID. I think that was the last year. That would have been 10 years. But we promoted her event as well. That is like the cutest picture right there with that little dog. Oh my God. I just love that. I said, hey there. Hey Betty, how are you? Oh, the women's presence. I just love what you do. I really do. And Sharon loves you too, Sharon Morton. So this was D. So again, a lot of the cover would be the person who we would go to their event. And then obviously there will be people in between. Dr. Venus, there's Giselle, there is Brahma Wright, and there is Dr. Avis. So on the back, Les Brown, we would go to his event, right? So he would be on the cover. So that was one. So that was D was actually on the cover twice. Then there's one of my favorite covers here, Dr. Stacy NC Grant. We actually did a photo shoot for this. She actually came out to Detroit, Michigan, where I'm located, and we did her photo shoot here. These are some of the photos from that photo shoot, and she's been on the cover more than once. And she has an event every August in honor of her grandmother, Faith Panur. And this one is Action, Action Despite the Distraction. I love this. And she is a phenomenal speaker. She's always a mistress of ceremony of George Frazier, who was our first cover, but this is Women's History Month, so we're going to just talk about the women. But she did that as well. And I just really, really love that. And then Rock the Mic, we have Lauren Hudson here. She's a voice coach. And then we have some other people here, Kashawn Newton. She's actually a radio personality and speaker as well. Again, our whole point is to amplify, market, and promote, amplify, market, PAM, speakers. That's what we do. And these are, you can see some of the other speakers here as well. But that was Dr. Stacy NC Grant. This is also, so I'll show you like a comparison, right? So always, her event is always around her grandmother's birthday. So we would have her on the cover in July. Her event would be in August. So this was another cover where she did this one. This particular one was by Andrew Grant Photography. And we would do her cover story and actually do her press releases and actually show up at her event. Darlene White is there. You see Dr. Angela Reddix there. I don't know if you see Dr. Angela Reddix, but she's part of that as well. She was in here. So a lot of this. And then again, like I said, Kern Cherry was on the back cover of this. So you see, women are doing the things. Oh, thank you. I love what I do too, Shane. I really do because I'm promoting other people. This is okay. So now I'm in a role now. I done found them. So we've got uh, Dr. Stacy. This was 2021. This was 2020. She did a virtual in 2020 and 2019. I'm going to see if I can find her one where she was the very first one in 20. I want to say 2017 because we're 6 years old now, and the first cover that she did was a little different. Oh, I can't find it, of course, right? So, oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, so Shane, look at this. So, put you over here. So Shane, so this is 2018. Okay, this is Dr. Stacy. 2019. I don't have 2019. Okay, this is 2018. 2019, we did the photo shoot for that. 2020, that, and then 2021. Don't have 2022. Where's 2022? Anyway, 2022. And she was also on the calendar as well. We did a calendar in 2020. We started out so strong in 2020. 2020 vision, 2020, we had a calendar 2020, 2020 set our little butt down, didn't it? It was like, go sit down somewhere. But we did have a calendar to keep up with things, even though we were staying at home for most of the year. So that's Dr. Stacy. So each time I'm at her event, I was actually at her event in 2022. Yeah, at her event 2022, and a very bad tragedy happened. One of her dear friends passed at the event. He had a heart attack at the event and died, and that was very traumatic. It was the first time we gotten together in a couple of years, because she'd been doing the events online in 2020, 21, and then 2022, her friend passes. And I wasn't there actually at that time, but a lot of people did. So anyway, so this is Dr. Stacy. This was the very first one. Here you can see her hair is different, right? So it's kind of looking like deep. So then we had another March one in 2019, Dr. Geneva. Oh, I love Dr. Geneva. Dr. Geneva is great. She was actually our cover a couple of times as well. She was in 2020, the beginning of 2020. She did a women's event called Dream around Martin Luther King Day. And then she did this one in March for Women's History Month. This was in 2019, I believe it was. Again, all of these things, I'm at their events, I'm promoting them. That's what she is. She's misfit and fine. She'll be turning 73. I think she doesn't mind me telling her. She looks great. If I was 73 and look like that, I'd tell everybody. So yes, she's misfit and fine. She actually won that contest, and she's been on the cover a couple of times as well. Again, some of these women are private clients. I do their PR for them, and then they're also on the cover as well. But I want to show you. Okay, so this is Geneva. Geneva's been on there a couple of times. So this was 2019. This was 2021. You can see she's an AKA. She's a golden. Any AKAs out there? Hey, Dr. Tasha. So proud of you. She's an AKA. Yeah. So this was a great shot. And then I was with her on set doing this photo shoot as well, for Speakers Magazine. Again, like I said, the back cover is always who's going to be on the front cover. So if you notice a pattern about Speakers Magazine, Dee was on the back cover, and then she ended up being on the front cover, right? So that's so it's like on the back, and then she's on the front of the previous month. So they have like 2 months of promotion that'll be going out, and roughly have about 50,000 circulation online for the magazine, as well as the physical copies that go out to about 400 or 500 people in the media, as well as our subscribers as well. But I really love this pink and green one. Now, I will show you the very first. This is almost like a prototype because it was a different stock or whatever, but it was the very first woman that was on our cover. We did have it reprinted since then, but just so you can sew, it's not how you start, it's where you finish, and you just do course correct as you go. And our first one, this was the first woman on the cover, 2017, Dr. Missy Johnson. And she's going to be on the cover in a few. Oh, good. Okay, thank you. Be in touch. And you're doing really, really good. I've seen the things that you're doing. And the thing of it is that this is Dr. Missy. She didn't really have too many photos that we could choose from. but now she does. If you follow Dr. Missy online, she does photo shoots all the time. This kind of got her in gear to like, I need a good photo. This one was good, but we had to like really like work with a lot of it doing that. And this paper stock was not as glossy as our other ones was. And then also too, we had ads. Ours don't have ads. This was an ad, which is fine. I use this microphone. I use these mic flags, but we don't have ads. Primarily, it is just all editorial content. This was another March issue that we had with Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole has an event coming up in April. Betty, I don't know if you know her or not, but she has an event coming up in April in DMV. She was on the cover a couple of times. She was in June 2019 and March 2022. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference there. But the thing, she would always be promoting her Be the Answer event. Okay, and then on the back of this one was Dr. Stacy's event, the Faithpreneur. But you can see that we would do a cover story that was written by Sierra Black. She's one of our writers. Again, we're promoting Be the Answer event. And then this magazine is actually at the event, and everybody has it in their swag bag. There's Melanie Hill in there. There is one of my mentees, Charlotte Howard, is in here. It's just really, when I sit back and I read some of the stories and the things about the people, they're just so amazing. There's Dr. Tina Lewis. We have some men in here too, so there are some men in here, but I'm just really talking about the covers as well. We did a story on Alfred Edmond from Black Enterprise. Again, I'm really about supporting our African American media. One of my favorite covers is Dr. Cheryl Wood, and she's been on the cover a few times. I think this is 2022 and 2021. And if I can find all of the ones with Dr. Cheryl of her gradual, and did you know she had a twin sister? Her twin sister was a cover as well. I don't know if people knew that she has an identical twin sister as well. So that's Cherie Good and Dr. Cheryl Wood. Yeah, they even have matching names. How about that? Right? It's like, how they have matching names. So yeah, those are, I'm trying to find the other one with Dr. Cheryl on the very first cover. She did Playtime is Over. Oh, I showed it already. Where she did Playtime is Over. This one here. So yeah, you can kind of see the transformation of Dr. Cheryl. She is looking fabulous, fabulous more each day. Again, back covers are really reserved for the people who are doing the events upcoming. So we had Dr. Venus on the cover one year, 2018. Dr. Venus Opal Reese, travel tour event in Dallas. She's now, I think she did an Amazon special. I don't know if you all saw it, called Hot Mess Millionaire. She was doing a book tour across the country, and so that she was promoting her Black Women's Millionaire event. That's where I actually met Alicia Houston, who's been on the cover a couple of times as well. Alicia Houston, I love this. This is a cover photo shoot by Giselle. Giselle did these, Giselle Bonds, Miss Bonds. These photos are fabulous. So again, part of doing a lot of this is to let people know what speakers are available, who are out there. Now, this particular issue was one of the different issues. This was June 2022. This is what they call a takeover issue. So Alicia has a community, and the women in this particular issue were part of her community. Afia was a part of that. Robin Thorne was a part of that. TJ, Barbara, all of these are women are part of her community, part of her mastermind. So they did the whole issue. They're all speakers. Melissa is in here. Juanitra, Carolyn Harris, Rosaline, Anita. And I met all of these women. They're all fabulous. When I tell you they're all fabulous. Alicia is too. And they're all fabulous within her community. So a lot of the women do this as well. A couple of times, DMV, I have a lot of clients in the DMV. Dr. Avis has been on the cover twice, again, doing her event. We were rocking it out with there at her events. She was doing the media events during that time. She's not doing the media events anymore, but she's still doing excellent work. Again, on the back cover are the events, the Black Woman Millionaire event, which Dr. Venus was on the cover, right? So you do this type of thing where you see that. And then again, you see Bishop Vashti on the back cover here. But yeah, so Dr. Avis, she did this event. And again, Speakers Magazine, there are all type of speakers. There's health speakers, spiritual speakers. Uh, there are This was a an event that was coming up, Jacket of Jobs with Allison Vaughn. She has events. So if you really want to know like the really good stuff, Dr. Nicole sometimes writes columns for us sometimes as well. So you can do that as well. But yeah, this was really, really a good issue. Um, One of the first issues that we did that we traveled, I believe, the farthest at that point was Arizona, and Felicia Davis. She's a very great, excellent speaker, and Felicia Davis was elevating Black women, and that was her event. And we did her event in Arizona. It was actually an empowerment experience for Black women leaders. Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, yes. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's true. It's progress over time. Course correct as you go, but at least go. That's the whole point. Again, Felicia was the front cover for February. The back cover of this was D, and then D was actually the front cover for March. So you can kind of see how it goes from there. But in between are great articles and also speakers. So this is Karen Dumas, who's from Detroit. She's a publicist, a colleague of mine. And then you see Michelle Price here. She wrote Why Every Speaker Needs Multiple Streams of Income. They just can't speak. Kimberly Perry, a relation. Yes, that is my cousin. Kamika Smith, the Boss Woman Network. So it's just really Loretta Mormon. You can see how people can gather together. And I will say this, the people who are in the magazine together, they should network together. It's like pick up the phone. Their phone numbers are in here. Their information is here. Pick up the phone and say, hey, we were both in Speakers Magazine in 2018. How's it going for you? You know, what's going on with you? Because a lot of them are in here, and like Brenda Bradley or whatever, she may be connecting with Felicia, you know, because you're in the same issue. There, it's not a coincidence. There are no coincidences, right? 2017, another woman that we had on the cover, this was a little bit different, was Arian Simone. She's from Detroit. And we promoted her event. Her event was at CTAB again, and she was their Women's Day speaker. So we were doing her event, and we actually were there at her event and that kind of thing. Actually, Arian was Simone was a client of mine years ago, and we helped her with a lot of her PR and pivoting and things that she was doing. She's doing great now with Fearless Women. Not Fearless Women Rock, but Fearless Women. She's giving away money for pitches. Sonia Jackson Miles it was in this particular issue. So you can see that it's grown over time. And yeah, this one was really a different cover. If you can kind of see the style is not, you know, we don't have different fonts. We have pretty much kept the standard to the font. This one here, I really like this issue. Erica is probably now a new mommy right now. She's taking some time off, but 2019, Erica Step 2, tenaciously empowering women to unlock their sales superpower. I love this one with her. She had some great photos. Oh my God, Erica was amazing. She was amazing. Oh, we got the new issue. Okay. We got the new ones. Okay, so I'm gonna show you that in a second. I thought maybe I couldn't go through all of them. This was February a couple of years ago, 2021. I love this one. This is Judge Leanya Lloyd. Again, she had a book she was launching. This was in 2021. People weren't really out doing too much because of COVID, but this particular book, Your Honor, great book. It helped launch her book. She's won, I think now 9 book awards, and this kind of like kicked it off. Right, it just kicked it off. And whenever she sells a book, when she's signing a book, she could take this and put this magazine inside the book as well, which is what a lot of my clients do. I don't know if anyone remembers Barbara Bates. She did all the design work for Oprah, Whitney Houston, Janet Jackson. She's from Chicago. We went to her event. Ken Smichael had her at an event, and that's where I met her there. Barbara Bates is a great designer out of Chicago, Black women's designer. Again, this was Carmen. Carmen was part of the Branding Accelerator. We were at her event. Carmen does an event called Transformation Gems. It's a nonprofit, and what she does is she gives away money to people who want to start their own businesses. And that's one of the things that she does. Again, we have back covers of events that are coming up. This was at CTAB. This was at Sherwood, Kern Cherry. A lot of us collaborate together. Collaboration is a new currency. This is an event here. Sean Fair has an event coming up at the end of this month for the leadership tour. This is an event Twyla Harris does that she had Mickey Howard there and Linda Johnson Rice, John Johnson's daughter. That was an event that happened there. So you kind of could, I'll give you this tip for speakers. You see a lot of them have events. If you want to know where to speak, go to Speakers Magazine, look at all the back issues, and say, you know what? Let me contact Twyla and see who her speaker is this year. This was in 2019. She does this event every year. Let me see who's speaking at. Or, you know, Erica has an event every year. Let's see who she has for this year. So you've got to do a little bit of thinking, like, you know, let me figure this out. Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, she was a cover. She's from the DMV area as well. Did a cover story there. Beautiful photos. Beautiful photos. Again, another DMV person. This was February this year. Dr. Nikichi Taifa. She has a new book that she launched, Reparations on Fire. And then her other book, Black Power, Black Lawyer. Wonderful story. If you haven't read this, it's by Sear Black. You got to read it. So this right here was February of 2023. And this is March 2023. So on the cover was Dr. Tera. It's Dr. Tera Carissa Hodges. And then on the cover is Dr. Tera. We just got them. I mean, they're still cold, right? They're still coming back from the printer, but we just got them. Looks, this is me first time looking at it myself. Okay. And then on the back cover here is the April event with Tam Luck. She's going to be having an event in April. But this one particular here, the story on Dr. Tera Carissa Hodges, which we'll be interviewing her on Saturday for Black Speakers Network. If you don't know her, you will. Toni Morris in this issue. This is our women's issue. Tamik Brown, Nicole Roberts-Jones, obviously Dee Dee Trotter, Tanisha Guy, Ashley Scott. Brian's in here because he's our partner at Black Speakers Network, but he talks about women. 3 times women have used their voice to change history. You got to read that article. And we've got Nick Colbert. Yep. And then talk about the Leadership Experience Tour, which is coming up in March as well. So I'm going to quickly show you the covers of these. I won't go through all of them now that I have the actual, oh my goodness, 28 minutes. Okay, Dr. Letitia Nicole, who's been on the cover a couple of times. I love this cover. We were there for that photo shoot. Sarita Pittman. Sarita had another little baby, so she has been taking care of that right now. But I love this story here on Dr. Sarita. That was in 2018 December. Go and read her story. Dr. Cindy Trim, always bringing the fire. This is 2021. This is 2022. She'll be again cover of 2023. Love Dr. Trim, one of my clients. Dr. Darnell. Again, we would travel to her event. Dr. Darnell moved to Millions. That was what she was launching. Again, all of these people are looking for speakers for their events, so you can contact them. Dr. Joelle P. Martin, one of my mentors for many, many years in advertising business, and now she's a transformational speaker, DEI speaker. Her event is in Arizona. You could look that one up. That was in September. She has her event always in September. I like this issue. This was one of my favorite issues. This was December of 2020. And this was, look at there, Zandra. This was Becky. Yep, Becky Davis here. Chief Bosspreneur. Love her photos. She has great shots. And this was just really a nice issue. You could go and look at all of these issues. There's Juanita Rasmus, one of my clients as well. The Athena Lucine, Kadena Tate. Happy Women's Day to my birthday twin, LaShonda Henry. There is Danielle Tucker. There's Kiera Johnson, Shannon Battle. That's her there. But this particular issue was in there. And also, too, one of my mentors, love her, Jamie Foster Brown. I don't know if you all remember Jamie Foster Brown, Sister Magazine. Yeah, she was doing it. And so Jamie, I pulled her out and we actually did a cover story on her about what she's doing now. And she's just a media icon. If you don't know about Jamie, go read this particular issue, November 2020. Go to Speakers Magazine, read all the online issues. They're categorized. You can find the right one you want. Again, this is another one of Dr. Stacy. I was looking for that one. This was September 2020. I love this particular cover as well. And her events that she does are always in honor of her grandmother, the Faithpreneur Conference, faithpreneurweekend.com. Stacy Mills, she was the cover of 2020. I did her son's book. If you don't know, Stacy's son is 21 or 22 now, I believe. But anyway, so her son did a book. There it is right there. I did his book for him. And she was on the cover for that. But yes, she's a powerful speaker too, by the way. Kim Coles is a powerful speaker. We've partnered together on a lot of summits and things that she's done. Kim Coles has been on the cover as well. Again, doing things with LaShonda as well. That's how we kind of network together. And then you also see people in here that write articles. This is a person here, Dee Bowden. She wrote a article in here. Dr. Eddie Connor. He was in a particular issue. Kern Cherry. She's been on the cover, and she does always her great events that she does. I think this particular one, the Power Up event, was a lot of her ladies were in this particular issue as well. And TC Cooper, DMV, again, another DMV person. How about that? Hi there. Hey, Quisa. Yeah, so this again, and on the back cover, this wasn't an event, but this was a client. I did Chicken Soup for the Soul. I'm speaking now. I did the PR for this particular book. Did really, really well. God Shift, we have Shayna Rattler there, and TC Cooper. Again, she's always doing things that are very, how do you call it, faith focused flow. It's hard to say that. Faith focused flow. That's her brand. And so basically she was sharing in this. Again, this was in 2021. Daria Chisholm was in here. She's a media strategist, media coach. One of my other buddies here I met through Nicole Roberts Jones is Christine Pope there as well. So again, this was one of those issues where this was in May of 2021. Yeah, pandemic was still rolling around there. People were still unsure about that. And there's Dexter B. Jenkins there. He's one of my clients there in the front. So anyway, this particular issue is really good. And then this was January from this year. If you didn't know, Dr. Monique Carradine Kitchens, this is her here. She was launching her event, online event. And then on the back cover, like I showed you, Nikichi was on the cover for February. So you go and read this particular article here. You see Dr. Eugenia Rucker is in here. Brian is always in here because he's our partner with Black Speakers Network. You got Shay Willis is in here. So a lot of the people you can partner with. This one here, Monique, Dr. Monique, you could, she's talking about ministry and marrying the marketplace, those two together. Linda Fagans, all of these things. There's articles in here about SEO. So it's not just about the speakers. There's articles that pertain to speakers as well. So you want to make sure you're doing that. Then the last two, I love this. This is Bishop Vashti. I love this cover. This is one I have actually framed in my office on the wall. I love this. And so a lot of the speakers, they get large blow-ups of their covers so that they can frame them as well. They're huge. And then I want them to do TikToks with them or boomerangs or whatever you want to do. But Bishop Vashti always has an event called Selah. And that's the thing that she does, before she kind of retired and went to the DMV. So, and then Letitia Nicole. Shout out to Dr. Letitia Nicole. This was before she became Dr. Letitia Nicole. She's now Dr. Letitia Nicole. And I showed you the other one that she had when she had on the red. And then you guys, thank you for hanging with me. I'm just kind of like going over all my kids, right? All of my issues of the ladies. But this is the one here, the latest one, which is the March issue as well. I think I may do in 2020. This is a calendar in 2024, a calendar of the ladies. Of a calendar again. So I haven't done one in a while. So maybe that'll be something that I'll do recently. Have I ever been on the cover? I'm glad you asked. I was once. I'm not Oprah like that. I'm not going to be on every cover, right? I was once, and that was because I got a Lifetime Achievement Award. That was, I believe, in 2019 in October during, it was think it was a small business month or minority business month or something like that. But yeah, that was the one time that I was on the cover, and that's it. I don't need to be on the cover. There's too many great speakers out here, other great speakers out here that need to be on the cover. But that particular one, I think Dr. Jessica said you need to be on the cover because you're getting the Lifetime Achievement Award. But it's from Miss CEO. That's who that one was from. But yeah, these are the covers. They're all available. You can actually get them as a subscription. You can download them from free. There's videos embedded in all the online issues. There are articles on the website, Speakers Magazine. It's a robust brand. And then, of course, obviously, we're the TV show and podcast. But on Saturday, we're going to be talking to our cover girls because I'd like you all to hear the speakers, hear them speak. Obviously, that's the whole point of it. So that's where you'll be hearing Tera Carissa Hodges on Saturday at noon. And we'll be on Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live and that sort of thing, Black Speakers Network. But just make sure you go to Speakers Magazine, get on the email list so you can get the updates on all the stuff that we're doing. I am full. I am full because I haven't done that ever before. Pull out all the women that have been on the issues before. I mean, it's pretty overwhelming. I'm just like, wow. It's a lot, and they're all so rich. They're all so rich. That's what I really like about it. It's like very, very rich in terms of hearing their stories and talking to them and pulling together all their information and everything every single month. Everybody's good. So right after this, I'm going to come back and tell you what I'm going to be doing next. Hey, this is Pam Perry, really giving you a PR pep talk. How to get publicity. What can it do for you? Why do you need it? What's it do? How much it costs? I'm going to answer those questions in a sec. So what can quick media coverage do? It can help you increase your visibility online, extend your reach, stand out from the crowd, higher ranking on Google so you can get found. SEO is important. That's what PR can do for you, for sure. So when you're ready, go to PamPerryPR.com. Love for you to get out there and get known. Get in all of the media that you see on the website, PamPerryPR.com. Take a pic of the packages for the PR. I'm PamPerryPR.com. All righty. We'll see you there. All right. So if you have hung with me this long and you are a woman and you have a book, send me an email at staff@PamPerryPR.com. I'm going to look at the timestamp on it. All right. It's like Wednesday at 8:00. Send me an email within the hour. I'll give you within an hour. Send me an email and say, hey, I have a book. Then I will interview you on my Amazon Live. I'm an Amazon influencer. I'm an insider on Amazon Influencer. If you don't know what that is, that's okay. But if you have a book, I can interview you on that particular show. And it's actually aired through Amazon. So with that is how I promote, amplify, and market for this International Women's Day. I'm wearing all my pink with, is that way too much pink? Probably, but it's Women's Day. So anyway, I just wanted to just say that. So if you are staff@PamPerryPR.com, or you can go through Speakers Magazine. But as long as you say, hey, I heard you on your live, and I do want to be interviewed on your Amazon. Okay, Amazon Live show. Okay, with that, I am out of here. This has been really, really good. Thank you, guys.